Hockey game honors traffic crash victims, and Governor Gretchen Whitmer declaring state of emergency due to frigid temperatures.
Later, Caleb Rydell will have a look at our weather, and Jillian Wormlinger will be back with sports. Hi, I'm Mason Walls.
And I'm Jillian Wormlinger, and this is Public Eye News. The Marquette County hockey community rallied with support around a family who lost 2 members from a recent automobile accident. 22-year-old Will Johnson and 18-year-old Jacob Johnson were both killed in St. Ignace on Friday, while Kyle Johnson remains in critical condition. The puck dropped at 8:30 p.m. between the Iron Range Miners and the Marquette Main Street Pizza. The stadium held a moment of silence for both Kyle and Jake, who spent years playing in junior hockey associations. And Governor Gretchen Whitmer is declaring a statewide state of emergency due to the bitter cold weather coming to Michigan expected later today. Whitmer signed the declaration Monday night and will be filing the order on Tuesday. The state is actively working with local communities and emergency management partners to make sure they have all the resources needed to respond. Governor Whitmer said, quote, "Keeping Michiganders safe during the stretch of dangerously cold temperatures is our priority," end quote.
With the bitter cold taking over Upper Michigan, staying active is one of the most important things you can do for your health. Northern Michigan University's Dome offers a free walking program for everyone. Open Monday through Thursday from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Fridays, the 1/3 mile loop is free to the public thanks to the walking program sponsors. The Dome's walking program has been popular for many years, especially in the cold winter months. And the recent below-zero temperatures are beginning to impact a winter favorite in the western part of the UP, Michigan Tech's Winter Carnival snow statues. The building of the statues has been delayed 2 days, but as colder weather continues to accumulate, organizers are expecting more delays. Michigan Tech students are not allowed to work on them if the wind chill is -18 or lower. Since students use water to help mold the statues, the university wants to make sure the students are safe. Right now, partial forms can 28 feet.
The city of Negaunee, along with Michigan Tech University, are trying to determine if abandoned mines can be converted in order to store green energy. The goal would be establishing a hydro pump underground for the benefit of property value, aesthetics, and to use renewable resources. The study just began this week and is expected to conclude sometime within the year. The project is funded by the Alfred P. Sloan Foundation, who sees possibilities in this unique idea. And the Michigan Economic Development Corporation has officially backed Houghton's latest plan to add a parking deck and pier downtown. The MEDC has offered to fund 90% of the $3.77 million project. An 80 by 300-foot pier would be placed between the Portage Lake District Library and the MTU Lakeshore Center. The city still has to fill out an application, but are hoping to start construction by next year. And after the break, we'll be back with your national and international news.
Royal Chancellor.
Royal Chancellor.
Just what a girl wants to hear.
On Finding Your Roots, author-executive Sheryl Sandberg.
There is something about family.
Comedian activist Kal Penn.
Having those stronger roots makes me feel more American.
And actor Marissa Tomei.
She liked to laugh a lot.
Family history.
That feels really empowering.
Lost.
No friends, no address, no money.
On the journey to America.
These are my people.
Finding Your Roots.
Tonight at 8 after PBS NewsHour on Public TV 13.
Welcome back. The dreaded polar vortex is bringing its icy grip to parts of the U.S. thanks to a sudden blast of warm air in the Arctic. Last month, the normally super chilly air temperatures 20 miles above the North Pole rapidly rose by about 125 degrees. This outbreak may snap some daily records for cold and is likely to be even more brutal than 5 years ago, especially with the added wind chill. Some scientists see a connection between human-caused climate change and difference in atmospheric pressure that causes slower moving waves in the air. And Houston police are investigating a gun battle that left 5 officers injured, including 4 who were shot. Suspects opened fire yesterday when police tried to serve a drug-related warrant. Police shot and killed 2 suspects. Maria Villarreal is at Memorial Hermann Texas Medical Center in Houston, where 2 of the officers are in critical condition.
We have multiple officers shot. We have multiple ambulances.
A barrage of gunfire erupted around 5 p.m.
We got officers down.
when undercover narcotics officers attempted a raid on a southeast Houston home.
Upon making entry, they immediately came under fire.
Police say the suspects were armed with semi-automatic weapons.
And then it stopped, and then again.
There was a total maybe about 15 shots, I believe.
Cell phone video captured two officers running from the home.
There goes one SWAT. He shot in the arm.
Houston Police Chief Art Acevedo says one of the officers had been shot in the line of duty before.
This guy, he's 54, and here he is, not retired, but actually being the case agent. That officer, who's actually the officer that breached the door.
According to the FBI, the number of law enforcement deaths by weapons has increased and could climb. 43 officers were killed in the line of duty in 2017 compared to 53 last year. In the last 5 years, 804 on-duty officers have been killed.
We need to pray for all these officers, especially the last officer. We just need the community's prayers for him and his family and for all these officers, including the ones that weren't shot.
We've seen a constant flow of police officers coming in and out of the hospital, offering their support and their prayers to the ones that are recovering inside. Two of the officers that were shot in the neck were in critical condition. They were in surgery but out now and recovering. One was shot in the shoulder. He has been released, and two more are in stable and good condition. Mireya Villarreal, CBS News, Houston, Texas.
After facing several possible lawsuits, Pacific Gas and Electric Corp has filed for bankruptcy. This Chapter 11 filing will allow PG&E to operate while they get their finances in order. The blazes included the nation's deadliest wildfire in a century, claiming 86 lives and destroyed at least 15,000 homes. State investigators determined the company's equipment was not to blame for a 2017 fire that killed 22 people. Experts say the bankruptcy will probably take years to be resolved, and will probably result in higher rates for PG&E customers. And a longtime informal advisor to President Trump appeared in court today on charges of lying to Congress and witness tampering. His attorney entered a not guilty plea on his behalf. Nicole Killian has more details from Washington, D.C.
Stone flashed Richard Nixon's V for Victory sign after leaving a federal courthouse in Washington, D.C. Tuesday morning. Stone's attorney entered not guilty pleas on 1 count of obstruction of justice, 5 counts of false testimony, and 1 count of witness tampering. Stone says special counsel Robert Mueller didn't charge him with colluding with Russia for a reason.
There is no Russian collusion. I had no collaboration with WikiLeaks. I'm not charged with conspiracy. Believe me, if they could have made that case, they would have.
Roger Stone's court appearance follows comments by the acting attorney general, who says he's been briefed on the special counsel's probe.
The investigation is, I think, close to being completed, and I hope that we can get the report from Director Mueller as soon as possible.
Special counsel Mueller will hand off a final report to the Attorney General when the investigation is complete. It will be up to the AG to determine how much of the report is made public. But a new bipartisan bill in the Senate would require the Department of Justice to release the full report to the public.
What's really important here, clearly, is the need for transparency and the public's right to know.
Attorney General nominee Bill Barr will only say he'll release what he can based on the law. Nicole Killian, CBS News, Washington.
And after the break, we'll have your weather and sports. Stay with us.
Noriega is a dictator. Noriega is a drug trafficker. Noriega is repressing freedoms.
A gangster in a military uniform.
Noriega was a double agent, and he was exchanging information between the U.S. intelligence, the Cuban intelligence.
He played a very high-stakes game. He defied the U.S. government.
In Panama, we will not let Americans' lives be put at risk by a dictator down there.
Wednesday at 10 after Nova on Public TV 13.
Welcome back. I'm Cale Rydell, going to be taking you through your weather for today. As you can see behind me on the chilly NMU campus, we got that snow already, and we are maybe looking at some more of it tonight with that polar vortex going on. A lot of crazy things are happening. We're looking at probably getting a bit of a wind chill, and watch out tomorrow because it might be super, super cold in the morning. You might not even want to go outside. Current conditions, we have cloudy out there with a temperature of 11 and winds out of the northwest at 13 miles per hour, a barometric pressure of 29.64 inches and falling. Taking a look tonight, we're going to see some snow out there with low of -7, winds out of the northwest at 20 miles per hour. And then tomorrow we're looking at a high of -1, and it's going to be some snow again, and we got some winds coming out of the northwest again at 23 miles per hour. Now take a look across the UP. We are going to see some pretty low temperatures. We're going to start over in Sault Ste. Marie, where they got 2 and some snow. We're going to work our way to Manistee and Escanaba with 10 degrees, 5 in Menominee. Take a look at the western half of the UP. Iron Mountain with 4, -8. Whew. Over in Ironwood. Back up in the Keweenaw, Houghton with 7, and here in Marquette it is 11. Let's take a look at your week ahead. Now, on Thursday, we are looking at a high of 3 with a low of -9. Partly cloudy out there. Friday, we're looking at a high of 13, low of 9, and mostly sunny. So we're going to get some higher temperatures out there. We're bringing it back up Saturday with a high of 30, low of 25, and some clouds out there. Well, we're getting a lot of air moving around, Jillian, and I hear the dome is going to have a lot of air moving around as well.
That's quite right, Caleb. I'm sure pumped up for these news stories. This weekend at the Superior Dome, NMU is holding their annual inflatable game day. Pump Up at the Dome will be this Saturday and will include a visit from Wildcat Willie along with bounce houses, giant slides, several inflatables, the UP's largest sandbox, concessions, and more. You can purchase tickets at the Berry Event Center, and the event is February 2nd, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And volunteers are needed for the UP 200 sled dog race scheduled for February 14th to the 18th. Volunteers can assist with a number of tasks, including vet check, dog handling, and crowd control. If anyone is interested in volunteering, they can go to up200.org. And will Tom Brady catch his 6th Super Bowl ring, or will Jared Goff claim his first? The stage is set for Super Bowl 53, which will be taking place in Atlanta at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. This year's contest is between the Los Angeles Rams, who beat the New Orleans Saints in the NFC, and the New England Patriots, who beat the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC. Super Bowl 53 will mark the 3rd time Atlanta has hosted the big game, with the 2 previous games hosted in the Georgia Dome. Kickoff is set for February 3rd at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, those were some pretty interesting sports stories, but I hear you have some stories about a man hijacking a plane.
Yeah, Julian, it's a pretty intense story. A 19-year-old Kansas man has pleaded guilty to trying to steal a commercial plane so he could fly to Chicago to attend a rap concert. Authorities claim he was inside the cockpit of an American Eagle jet at Texarkana Regional Airport and that he had hoped to fly to the concert. Authorities say the 44-seat jet was not damaged. And police dispatchers are trained to deal with a number of situations, and a dispatcher in Indiana had to know her numbers when a boy called 911 seeking help with his homework. Lafayette Police Dispatcher Antonia Bundy answered the call from the boy. It seemed the boy had tons of homework before the dispatcher narrowed down that he was having trouble with his fractions. The boy thanked the dispatcher and apologized for calling 911. And that's all the time we have today on Public Eye News, but join us again tomorrow. Thanks for watching.
University Public Television. The preceding program was produced in studios located in the Edgar L. Hardin Learning Resources Center by WNMU-TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television.